But I agree with her 100%. Short answer, do I think women are doing too much? Yes, because I think women are, like I said, I'm very traditional with some things, and I'm very non-traditional with other things. And I think women are just conditioned to think that the end goal is marriage. And for some women, it is, but I just don't think it fits every single human being. So I think they just go along with the flow and tradition. It's like, okay, be born, grow up, go to school, get a degree, get a job, and now I need a husband. I think humans automatically do that, right? Like hamsters on a wheel. This is what we have to do. So I think women end up doing much too much. But I'm with Juana. I'm a very nurturing, caring person by nature. And if I'm out with a guy and I'm not interested in a commitment, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not, if I'm cooking for a man and I'm doing the massages and the bubble baths and the, all types of, other intimate things, I'm really, really interested in you. But if I'm not, you're not getting any of that. And you may say she's not doing enough for the ring, but you have to remember, everybody doesn't want a ring. And specifically, some people don't want a ring from you, right? So sometimes we're just hanging out, having fun and doing whatever. So you're not going to see that side of me, right? You can meet this guy, Joe, and then this guy, whatever, John, and John will know me differently than Joe does. That's just human nature. So it's like, he may be like, oh, she didn't do enough for the ring. And I'm like, well, I didn't want a ring from you, right? So it depends. To me, it's relative, but yes, I do think women do too much. I see them sometimes, like in the comments and online, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, why are you doing that? Like, I've seen it.
Yeah, they are the most dangerous women, I'm telling you, because they fool men so good, and as soon as they get them, they turn into who they truly are. You have to, like, those people pleasers, because like I genuinely, honestly will give you the upfront, honest to God, this is what it is. But just imagine you dating a woman, you think she's perfect, you think she does all these things, and as soon as you get her, she flips the script. As soon as she gets what she wants. That's what we go through, like Jen said, with men. Like, that's what we go through. And that's what the pick-me generation, that's what they do. I will not tell you the countless number of men who tell me, like, man, she was doing all this. She told me, like, she massaging my feet. She was doing this and that. And then as soon as I got with her, got married, I proposed to her, she like got, she stopped working out, she stopped cooking, she stopped doing this, like all of those things. And I'm like, well, circumstances changed that as well. So I'm not saying she was a pick-me, but I'm just saying that it happens so many times, and men fall for pick-me's all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my turn, huh? I'm taking a little bit of a different approach on this. Okay, so I'm very careful with labeling people as pick-me's. And the reason why is because everyone has the right to do whatever they need to do to get what they want. That is their right, right? Here's where I have an issue with people who have decided they are going to do whatever it takes to get what they want. Not because you've taken that approach and someone else decides not to take that approach means that somehow their approach is inferior to your approach, or that person is less than you. And I see that a lot, even in these YouTube streets, where you have women divided over this, over different approaches, over one woman saying it shouldn't take all that, and someone is saying it should take all that and more. That's where I draw the line. So for me, because I look at it like this, if you desire a job and you really want that job, right? You're going to acquire the training necessary to get that job. Okay. You're not going to walk into those people's interview with flip-flops. You're not coming up in pajama pants and a bonnet on. You're not doing that, right? Because you want to give the best presentation. Why? Because having that job is so important to you. Okay. So when you go in there, you're going to do your interview. You're going to present yourself in the best way possible. I'm hoping that you will also get the skill set necessary to have that job, right? Now, is that for self-development in general? Not necessarily. It's solely to get that job. Most of us do that all the time in different areas of our lives. So I don't necessarily have a problem with someone doing that, The problem comes in where we start to compare ourselves against each other because we have different approaches to getting what we want. That's where I draw the line. Also, we also got to realize too, when you paint or you wear a mask, what happens when the rain comes? That is what Tawana is speaking to, where it becomes very performative up until you get what you want. And then now the real you have to come out. And then now you just add in to the already high divorce rate. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that any person do, man or woman, should be towards their own personal self-development, and so that they can attract the people who are in alignment with that, period. It should not be solely to get another person. It really shouldn't. I mean, it's if you are, kudos to you for doing that, but just know that that ends up being very surface based, because the work that really needs to be done so that you can not just get the person, but to also maintain the relationship and to grow as a person, as an individual, it has to be done in the beginning. We talk about wives. You could be a wife before you even say I do. You could take whatever preparations necessary to do that before you say I do. Now you have to go do the field work once you get married. But you can go, you can acquire all the things that you need to help you prepare to be a wife. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times women are just focused on, they want to like I think it's Jen that said they have a check off, I've already got the degree, I got the job, I got all these other things. So now I have to go check this last box off. Women also have these clocks that we listen to, is constantly ticking in our ears, right? And it's like, okay, I'm 35 now. I thought I would be married by now. Now I need to really step back and go back to the drawing board and figure out what I need to do. Here's the issue I have. Any personal revelation you get about why you're not married yet is a personal revelation. I don't get to come to Jen and say, my personal epiphany, you need to align with it, or else I'm going to judge you and say, this is why you can't get married. Whatever epiphany or revelation you had as an individual as to why you may not be married, it's just not right to come in and do this blanket statement over all women. And that goes for both men and women. So I don't think I would see a woman and say, you're a pick me. I would definitely kind of look and say, if that's not genuine, I just need you to know that you're going to crash at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us, no one can pretend forever. At some point, you're going to, have to reveal yourself. And also, lastly, when you get into the marriage that when you finally get your marriage, what happens when you meet this person? You did all this work, and you meet this person, and this person did no work. And now you stuck with them. You got this person based off of how you presented yourself to be, and you get into marriage and you're like, this isn't really what I needed though. But that's your fault, because that's kind of what you put out there. Same thing I say to men. If you don't want a gold digger, as they call them, then don't lead with your money. Because that's what you're going to attract to yourself. So it's the same with women.
Thanks for watching. This is Conversation with King. Please join us for the next live discussion.